While we in New Orleans are proud of our own celebration of Carnival, it's fitting that the 2017 Rex Parade gives an elegant nod to carnivals around the world and from antiquity. The theme? Carnival Fêtes and Feasts. Rex Organization Archivist Dr. Stephen Hales.
One can go to Spain, to Hungary, to Russia, to every corner of the world and find beautiful celebrations, beautiful images. We also go back in time. In antiquity, many celebrations of springtime became adapted by the church. Early Christians were already celebrating in the spring. So many of those celebrations, Lupercalia, Saturnalia, were incorporated into the church calendar.
Henri Schindler is the artistic director for the Rex Parade.
The idea for this parade was actually Dr. Hale's idea, and I thought it was marvelous, and we worked together on drawing up a list of the feasts and festivals and carnivals. The sketches are done by Manuel Ponce, who has been working on Rex designs since the early 90s. And he's part of a great team that I've been working with now for 20 years.
When you're working on a parade year-round, it's inevitable that there are some favorite floats.
My favorite float this year is the Peruvian float, Diablada, which is the dance of the devils. And it's spectacular. The figure on the front is really superb. It's very detailed. The whole parade is beautifully painted, but this float in particular speaks to me. Raymond Bowie did his usual outstanding job of painting the entire parade. And Randy Ernst did a fabulous job, as always, with his flowers. The flowers on the Diabla float are particularly fine with their pearl centers.
One of my favorite floats, a very colorful figure, is the Busajaris. This is a float that honors a celebration in Hungary. Centuries ago, when the Ottoman Turks had invaded Hungary, the citizens of a small village there had disappeared into the woods to hide from the Turks. One stormy night, they all donned very scary masks, made lots of noise, came out of the woods, and legend says the Turks fled and never came back.
A must for inclusion in the rolling tableau is Carnival in Venice, of course, and for a special reason.
They're renowned for their costumes and their masks. Of course, we have a float honoring that. We also discovered that Noma is mounting a beautiful exhibition of Venetian art from the 18th century. This is going to allow some lovely collaborations with Noma. Some of the imagery on our float honors some of the images you will see when you visit Noma.
For Rex, there's yet another connection to Italy and New Orleans.
Another one of my favorites is the Via Reggio float, because the Via Reggio Carnival has been very influential in our carnival. When Blaine Kern started bringing over props from Europe in 1959 and in the early 60s, they all came from Via Reggio. And the work was done by the Berticelli family, Raoul Berticelli, who moved here with his family in around 1970. And just a few years ago, his son, Jonathan Berticelli, built the spectacular figure for the Rex Butterfly King, which is highly animated like all the figures in Via Reggio. The head moves, the eyes roll. It's really spectacular.
And also a part of the Rex Parade is a tribute to another American city where Carnival is celebrated.
I think my favorite float honors some history very close to home. The Mystic Memphi, an organization in Memphis, Tennessee, was formed the same year as the Rex organization. The figure on this float is taken from one of the few surviving images of one of their parades. They actually thought they rivaled New Orleans in terms of the beauty of their parades, so there's quite a rivalry there. After a yellow fever epidemic, Memphis almost went away, and the parade certainly did. We still maintain a close connection to Memphis. Many members of Carnival Memphis come down to celebrate with us, and we return the favor and visit with them.
And even closer to home is a float depicting the Cajun Carnival, known as the Courir de Mardi Gras.
Things added to make the parade stand out as a day parade are particularly the heavy use of gold leaf. Rex has probably more gold leaf than any other parade that rolls. Even when the sun's not shining, the glare is enough to make it sparkle. And it also flutters. It adds another degree of movement. The Rex float in particular, the King's float, is almost solidly leafed and will give you an idea of how important that element is.
Carnival, of course, we know is connected to the Catholic Church calendar. Carne Valley, farewell to meat, symbolizes the very last meat eaten before the Lenten period. Shrove Tuesday then was always a period of celebration. But that celebration before giving everything up for Lent exists in many cultures and has been around for a very long time.